Hey everyone, this is my analysis for Harley Quinn and the game of Harleys. I am not good on video, and let's dive right in. The title of the comic is Harley Quinn and her gang of Harleys. It was written by Frank Tierney and Jimmy Palmiotti. The artist is Maurice and coloring was by Hi-Fi. It was published by DC Comics. It is about 137 pages. Act 1 starts on page 3, ends on page 25. Act 2 starts on page 26 and ends on page 70. Act 3 starts on page 71 and ends on page 114. Act 4, yes, there's 4 acts in this comic, it's surprising, starts on page 115 and ends on 136. Yes, it definitely fits the model for all. Moving on. It's got a solid story. Basically the whole story is about Harley's gang, from how Harley decided to move away from Gotham, start her own gang, was looking for members for her own her own crew to find out, okay, who can I find to create my own crew. She gets this lovely little group of people, and it's basically the story is about them more than about Harley. It kind of goes back and forth, and their goal is to save Harley because Harley makes a mock-up kidnapping to see how well the team can work together, and that backfires on her. The ending of it, I'm not going to even say it, even though it says that the shows and pictures in the video. Spoiler alert, plain simple, it does leave open to a possible sequel for it. Basically, this whole comic is the whole entire character arc. Each character, pretty much, they grow from being nothing but normal kids to a well-oiled team, for it. The story is established by each title of each act. It pretty much tells, okay, this is the next little mini story of the whole thing. It does follow McCloud's ideas of transition. The mini comics, I guess you want to call it, is pretty much the backstories for each character, because at certain points in the comic, it goes back to one character's family, and then it goes back to the main story, and then it goes back to one of the other characters, and go back to the main story. It goes back and forth. The directional flow of the comic does make you want to keep reading more than anything else. I mean, I love comics more than anything else. Harley Quinn is one of my favorite characters of all time, besides Batman, which hopefully they don't know about that. It's just it makes you want, every time you turn the page, it makes you want to keep reading, keep going, say, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen to the gang? What's gonna happen to Harley? I definitely would recommend this to my fellow classmates more than anything else. It's something, even if you're not a fan of Harley, or you're not a fan of the whole Batman universe, it's something to pick up and read more than anything else. It's some violent, but it's also kind of comical at most parts. But hey, what do you expect? It's Harley. Come on. I would recommend it to my friends, but honestly, more than anything else, my friends are not really much comic book fanatics like I am. They always looked at me like, why are you reading another comic? That's childish. I'm like, what? It's fun to read. You read novels, I read comics. Simple as that. I had to tell my friendship was weird like that. More than anything else. And another observation I've noticed with reading it, I figured Harley Quinn, the Gang of Harleys. I'm like, okay. I know she tried to create her own gang going back, reading from other comics for it. Just, the comic itself takes place in Coney Island, not Gotham. Like I said previously before, figured, okay, Harley's gonna start her own gang. She did that how many times before? And no, Suicide Squad is not a gang she created herself. That was created by Amanda Waller, different character. And a fun fact, more than anything else special about Harley Quinn, is after one of the many failed attempts by the Joker to blow her up in a rocket, yes, they had that on again, off again relationship. I look at it where Harley is to lose him, and that's it. Her friend, Poison Ivy, gave her I would say, strange potion for it, which gave her the ability to be immune to certain poisons, toxins, enhanced strength, agility, speed, and a little bit of small healing factor. Not so much as the range of Deadpool, but just enough to be like, I got blown up, I'm still standing. And I found that fact, along with everything else, on uselessdaily.com. I just Googled it, said fun facts about Harley Quinn, and that was one of the websites if you guys wanted to find out more about her and anything else. I just thought that was one interesting fact that I never knew myself. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the comic as much as I love reading it.